Welcome to another episode of How to Be a Vexacious Litigator Like Scumbag Larry Meltzer. A vexatious litigator is a lawyer. Literally a lawyer. A licensed lawyer, for sure. And allowed to go to court. They're considered an officer of the court. Wow. A lawyer. Larry Meltzer's got to be smart. Really smart to be a lawyer, right? And I heard he's in good standing. Mind you, 98% of lawyers are in good standing, but he's in good standing and he promotes that. It's part of his advertising campaign that he's in good standing. Can you imagine if you walked around, if you went to an interview and you said, my name is John and I'm in good standing with my mother. That's the same thing. All right. How to be a vexatious litigator, scumbag lawyer like Larry Meltzer, otherwise known as Lawrence Michael Meltzer, okay? According to him. Everything I say is going to be words out of his mouth and things he's done. And I'm going to say it in 60 seconds. 30. Here we go. This is the no bull zone. The real. The truth. Oh, if you want bullshit, call Larry Meltzer. Attorney Larry Meltzer in good standing. Now, Larry Meltzer gets hired by anyone. And you say to Larry Meltzer, I want to really hose this guy up. I want this guy to cry. I want this guy. And then Larry Meltzer might say, but doesn't have to, might say, well, what has he done? And you say nothing. The guy had done nothing. He's clean as a whistle. He won't commit a crime. No matter how many times we try to get him to commit a crime and bait him, he just won't do it. He doesn't fall for the baits. Larry Meltzer says, no problem. That sounds like a harder case, so it's going to be $1,000 an hour. But don't worry, we'll really hose this guy up. We'll break him. We'll get him to commit a crime for sure. Don't worry, we got you. All right, thank you, Larry Meltzer. What does he do? He doesn't go to criminal. He doesn't go to police first. No, because he doesn't have enough evidence or anything because the guy's a goddamn priest. None. Rabbi. I don't know. Well, all those people could be criminals too, but let's move on. What does he do? He goes to civil court, of course. He files a lying petition injunction. Lying, okay? Ex parte temporary injunction received by a judge. Then he frames the guy to break the ex parte temporary injunction, getting him a criminal charge in civil court. Because you could get criminal charges in civil court. Yes. In civil court, you could get criminal charges if you break an ex parte temporary injunction and you haven't been heard yet, not meaningfully heard at all. You haven't been able to defend yourself and you could sit for 6 months to a year in jail before you even got a chance to say a word in court. And Larry Meltzer wins, but he also, in the meantime, defames you, calls your family and friends and puts you in the newspaper, He gets things on the record in court because he thinks he's the only person that knows how to write motions. And he does the most evil guerrilla warfare you could ever imagine. Then he takes all he could do in civil court, gets the judge to write a couple other things like orders. Like, we don't want the respondent to call us anymore. He's harassing us, the lawyer. And he gets the judge to order, like, only emails. And then he frames the guy that he called them. You see, all Larry Meltzer has to do is change the law. And he does. And then he makes you break it. Even though you break a law, because it's not a law. An ex parte temporary injunction is not a law. And how do you call that due process? Because if the respondent hasn't even had a chance to say a word in court or show any evidence, how is that any type of due process? Was that the intent of our writers of statutes in any state? Was the intent that you're going to be able to give someone the power and ability to go to a civil court? Attain ex parte means you walk into court. You walk into the courthouse. You go into a room and you write down on a piece of paper anything you want and you submit it. anything. You don't even need evidence, anything. And the judge will rubber stamp it and say, okay, now you have an ex parte temporary injunction. Then you just have to get the guy to break it. Lie. You just need to know one police officer. Just one. Because the police officer can arrest you for breaking a temporary injunction. Or, if the police officer doesn't have enough evidence, you can go back into civil court and get that judge to say, put in a motion that the temporary ex parte temporary injunction was violated. And then that judge could put you in jail for 6 months to 100 years. And you haven't even spoken yet. Welcome to the legal system by attorney Lawrence Michael Meltzer of Meltzer and Bell, lawyers for drunken drivers that they get back on the street in one day while they're still drunk to kill someone on the road. He also defends marijuana and drug abusers as well, and he gets them on the road too to drive in school zones. Nice work, Larry Meltzer. There's a special place in hell for you. Love you, bro.